Welcome to Weaving Happiness Through Grief, where we navigate the delicate balance between love, loss, and the resilient heart. I'm Stephanie, an author and storyteller who found joy and healing after the unimaginable heartbreak of losing a once-in-a-lifetime love. This podcast dives into the raw truth of grief, the beauty of cherished memories, and the hope of new beginnings. Through my journey, rediscovering happiness and opening my heart again, I've learned that grief and joy can coexist, and love can find us when we least expect it. Join me as we honor the past, embrace the present, and step boldly into the future with courage and vulnerability. Let's celebrate the resilience of the human spirit and the beauty of living fully, even after a loss. Welcome back. When I turned the corner, I didn't know what to expect. I saw him there on the floor and they were laughing, so it didn't seem like a big deal. But it turned out it was, in fact, quite a big deal. He broke his hip. We didn't know that at the time. We couldn't get him off the floor. And we ended up having to go to Tufts University, where they ended up doing a full hip replacement. It was so unnerving and scary because we were in a different city, which we loved Boston. But at the same time, to us, it was also a little bit of, it wasn't what we were dealing with every day back home, which was life and death. So being in a hospital in Boston wasn't nearly as horrific as it had been at home, which was, is it cancer? Is it a tumor? Where is it? How are we going to treat it? One of the beautiful things that happened when we were in Boston at Tufts University was they have something attached to the hospital called the Cam Neely House. And Cam Neely's a hockey player who created a really safe respite place for people who are cancer patients, so their families can come and stay there when they're going through treatments. And even though we weren't going through treatments, Jeff was a cancer patient. So they allowed us to stay in this apartment suites attached to the hospital so I could come and go and see him while he was recovering and doing his PT and OT after the hip replacement. When we got back home, we had time to recover. Everything was kind of running a little smooth again, but it was constant every 2 to 3 months. We were on this high, low of scans, cancer, treatment, scans, cancer. It was constant. We hit a good mark for a little bit of time there. And it was when some friends of ours were getting married in Liverpool, England. We decided it was near our anniversary. We got the doctor's approval because we all knew at this point we were on borrowed time. And anything we could do to enjoy the moment and to take advantage of it, we did. So we decided to go to the wedding in Liverpool, and on top of that, we ended up going to Paris for our anniversary. And we hired a photographer to take pictures. And it ended up being a beautiful wedding for our friends. In addition to that, Paris was magical and beautiful. The photographer followed us all around from our hotel over to the Eiffel Tower and then over to the Louvre. And those memories I have with Jeff to us, it was like a fairy tale. And we were just in the moment and we loved every bit about it. But unfortunately, as our lives continued to unfold as they were doing year after year, month after month, one night I come home from work and he's talking in a very strange way after we sat down for a while and we're visiting, and he's speaking almost gibberish. And I can't quite make out what he's saying. We went to talk some more, and then it was a back and forth kind of thing, and it turns into, I'd ask him, do you remember what you just said? And he said, no, hon, I don't know, honeybee. What are you talking about? So I ended up actually videotaping him because I wanted to know if I was mistaken, and maybe I was hearing something I wasn't hearing. And in fact, he was speaking like in this strange kind of gibberish tongue, if you will. I called the doctors and they said, bring him in immediately. We want to see what's going on and run some tests. So it took some time. But what we found out is that he had viral encephalitis on the brain. And he was extremely confused. The cancer was tearing apart his body little by little. And this was just one more piece. It was just taking away. It was taking parts of his dignity away, taking part of his joy in life away. It was just changing him into someone that he didn't want to be, and that it wasn't the man I knew, and it wasn't someone Jeff wanted to be. The cancer was relentless. It tore away at his spirit, at his soul, at all the parts of who he was that made him unique and special and wonderful. And he and I both became different versions of ourselves during this time. I mean, how can you not? You're dealing with life and death every day. You're going to be short. You're going to be a little bit crass. You're going to be direct. You're going to be assertive. You're going to be short with people. And luckily, most of my friends and family and all of them, they were all very patient with us, knowing what we were living with and going through. But it was getting to the point where we could tell that the end was coming closer and closer. We just didn't know when.
As we close this episode of Weaving Happiness Through Grief, I want to thank you for joining me on this journey of remembrance, resilience, and rediscovery. Loss is a path none of us choose, but together we can walk through it, honoring the love that was and of the life that still awaits us. If today's story touched a part of your own journey, know that you're not alone. Grief, though profound, doesn't close us off from joy. It teaches us how to hold space for both love and loss. And sometimes, it opens our hearts to unexpected new beginnings. Join me next time as we continue to explore healing, acceptance, and the beautiful bittersweet moments that remind us life can still be filled with happiness. And remember, while we honor the love that has shaped us, we open ourselves to the hope that the future holds. Please head over to the show notes to find out more of the ways I offer guidance on the topics I discuss in the podcast, or visit thestephanieduran.com. Until next time, take gentle steps forward, hold your memories close, and know that joy and love in all its forms continues on.